राधे 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 गोविंद। सब गाइए।
राधे 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 गोविंद।
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 राधे 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 कृष्ण मुकुंद।
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 राधे 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 बाल गोविंद।
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 कृष्ण मुकुंद।
कृष्ण मुकुंद।
राधे गोविंद।
राधे गोविंद।
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुदेवाय नमः। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। नमोऽस्तुते व्यास विशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दाय पत्रनेत्र। येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः। पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनम्। देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। हरि ओम्। जय 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 मनमोहना जय 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 मधुसूदना
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 केशवा माधवा
केशवा माधवा
माधवा केशवा केशवा माधवा माधवा केशवा गोपाल गोपालना जय
गोपाला गोपालना
राधा गोपाल गोपालना
गोपाला गोपालना
जय 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 मनमोहना जय 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 मधुसूदना
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 केशवा माधवा
केशवा माधवा
माधवा केशवा
माधवा केशवा
गोपाल गोपालना जय
गोपाला गोपालना
राधा गोपाल गोपालना
राधा गोपाला गोपालना
जय 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 मनमोहना जय 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 मधुसूदना
जय 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 मनमोहना जय 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 मधुसूदना
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 कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण मम
श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारः भजते मामनन्यभाक्
श्रीकृष्ण Krishna Sharanam Mama
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal Ki Jai. Okay, so this is a very famous verse of the 9th chapter. We are in chapter 9. The MC was telling that we are doing the whole Bhagavad Gita. So this is the last few verses of chapter 9. There are 18 chapters. So after this chapter, more than half the Bhagavad Gita will be finished. And in this very famous verse, Bhagavan is answering a very ancient question. And that is, you know, when a person does pap. Now, in English, when you translate pap, people translate as sin, right? But I want you to know that it's just like a rough translation. It's not like a real good translation, because Sanskrit words, you really cannot translate so well into English. So when we say pap and we say sin, it's like a kind of rough English translation. Pap is a bigger word than sin. In Western language, what is sin? Sin is like, you know, when you lie and you steal and you cheat and you rob people and this and that kind of thing, you know. That's called sin. But pap is more than that. I'll tell you more than that. Like, for example, if I do anything that brings me back in the cycle of birth and death, I need not steal and cheat and rob and all that kind of thing. I'm just attached to this body, for instance. I'm attached to my body, I'm attached to this world, attached to material thing. Now in the Western language, that is not sin. But that is pap. Because why? It causes me to come back in the cycle of birth and... So pap is a broad word like that. This is just an example. Right. So Bhagavan says, Apichet suduracharaha bhajate mamananyabhak. If this fellow has done the worst thing in this life, the worst thing. Sudurachara means, see, I tell you, achar means conduct. Durachar means bad conduct. Sudurachar means, Hare Krishna. That is like the worst conduct possible. Go hatya, brahmana hatya, stri hatya, any hatya, killing and this and that, worst conduct. But then what? Bhajate mamananya bhak. That fellow worships Bhagavan with all his heart. He surrenders to Bhagavan and worships Bhagavan with all his heart. Sadhu reva samantavya. He says that person should be considered to be sadhu immediately. Now I'll tell you one more thing. People say, no, let me tell you, in the Western religion and all, you just have to go there and there's some padre or father or somebody sitting in a box, right? And you have to tell the father, well, I did this thing and I did that thing, and the father will tell you, okay, take care. Go there and put $20 in the donation box and your sin is pardoned. They will say something like that, no? Well, we don't have any such thing in Sanatana Dharma. We don't have any such thing. You know why? I'll tell you this thing. If you do something bad, right? Suppose you do something bad. Listen to this. You do something bad and you're going to tell Bhagwan. So Bhagwan doesn't know what you did already or not? But he knows. Already he knows. So what are you going to tell? Second thing is, if you really surrender to Bhagwan and really took a sankalpa in your heart that you're not going to do that thing again, and you beg pardon from Bhagwan, if you really did that already, that deep surrender to Bhagwan itself will eliminate all pap that you have done. That deep surrender itself will eliminate all papa. Then, no, I have to, if you already did that for true, deep down in your heart, well, then no need again to go to Bhagwan, because already you did what is supposed to be done. Now, if you didn't do that, surrender deep down in your heart and ask for pardon and take a resolve that I will not do this thing again, and then you go to Bhagwan now and you ask, Prabhu, please forgive me na. Well, Bhagwan knows already you did not surrender deep down in your heart. You just come in to make yourself feel a little comfortable. And you feel that when you give a little donation and this and that, then everything will be nice and dandy. But things do not work like this. Bhajate mam ananya bhak. Mam ananya bhak means this person has to worship Bhagwan. Previously in the same chapter, it was told, Ananyas chintayanto mam, as though there is no other. I surrender so much to Bhagwan that I become one with Bhagwan. That is the idea. And once I do that, well, all papas, they are removed. All papas are burnt away immediately. The moment a person becomes so close to Bhagwan. It is like if you go close to the fire and you're feeling cold, your coldness could remain? No, if you have feeling cold and you go close to the fire, how your coldness will remain? Coldness will go away. In the very same way, if I did some papa and I go close to Bhagwan in my heart of hearts, deep down inside, I go close to Bhagwan, all the papas cannot remain. All these things that I have done, they all get burnt away. You know why? Because see, when I do this action, that action goes into what we call as sanchita karma. When I do an action, it goes into my storehouse of karma. But when I get close to Bhagwan and I realize my oneness with Bhagwan, all this sanchita karma is burnt away. Not a single trace of it is left. You see? But what it requires is I have to get so close to the Lord. And when you get close to fire, coldness cannot remain. When you get close to light, darkness cannot remain. So like that, the person has to really become close, and then there is no need to go and ask. If a person really gets close like this, and then he goes to ask also, Bhagwan, please forgive me. Bhagwan will say, for what? He'll say, for what? Because already whatever you did, you became so close, all the papas are burnt away. Then, so, what is the problem with human beings, you know? We do the wrong thing and we don't surrender to Bhagwan also, but we want also all the papas must be removed. That doesn't happen. That is why we all go through karma. Because so you sow, so you will reap. So I sow, so I reap. I don't get that closeness to the Lord to wash away all my papa, to burn away all my papa. Sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasito hisaha. Actually, the moment he takes that resolve itself, Bhagavan says he is sadhu. And kshipram bhavati dharmatma. See next one. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
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 Kshipram bhavati dharmatma, shashvachantim nigacchati.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Kaupeya pratijanihi na me bhakta pranashyati.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. That person who really surrenders to Bhagavan fully, quickly he becomes a great soul. Dharmatma. He becomes the very embodiment of dharma. It means to say, thereafter, anybody who surrenders to Bhagavan, 100%. Thereafter, whatever he does, he becomes the example for everybody. I mean, he will not find himself doing something which is a bad example. He will always find himself doing something which is good. Who? The person who surrenders to Bhagavan. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Shashvachantim nigacchati. And quickly, immediately, he reaches the state of supreme peace. And look here, if you really see in your life, we are looking for peace only, isn't it? Everybody wants some peace. And in Sanatana Dharma, please pay attention to this. Peace and happiness is one and same. It's not two things. The person who is very peaceful is very happy. But the person who is very happy is very peaceful. And we are not talking happiness you get, like when you eat laddu, you know. When you eat gulab jamun, you say, wow, 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 wow. You're so happy. You eat one, you're feeling real happy. You eat two, you're feeling happy. You eat three, now belly start hurting. 4, oh, bapre, now you get worried and you start sweating because now you think sugar will go up. Diabetes will come. We're not talking about that type of happiness. We're talking about, look here. I'll give you an example of happiness. There was in this country, so the wildlife is wonderful. Here in Guyana, there's such great wildlife. I think you have to start appreciating this country some more. This country is so wonderful. So in Trinidad, we don't have all this wildlife and all. I see so many varieties of eagles and falcons and hawks and different types of wildlife here. Amazing. So one hawk was going like this with a rat in his mouth. Well, a crow pounced on the hawk to get the rat. Because the hawk needed to sit somewhere on some tree before he can eat the rat, right? So, in midair, the crow said, good opportunity. I don't have to hunt rat. I'll just take it from this hawk. The crow thought, because that's like crows are called, what? Sly like a crow. So anyway, he thought, I'll just take it from this hawk. So he pounced on the hawk. And in midair now, 2 of them having, what is that? Dodging game, right? And the crow trying to get the rat. Now that hawk, it is more difficult for a bigger bird to maneuver, right? A small bird can maneuver better. So that hawk was having a great problem. Then after trying to avoid this crow for such a long time, struggling in midair and this and that, that hawk decided, take hai. Okay. He dropped the rat and the rat fell. Now, when the rat fell, that hawk has nothing here again, that crow has nothing here again. The crow took off behind the rat. And that hawk was left peaceful. Actually, all misery in our life is because we are holding on to something. All misery in life is because we are holding on to something. And if we could let that thing go, all misery will. Somebody say, no, Swamiji, what are you holding on to what? My knee has pain in it. No, I'm not holding on to the pain. Pain is there. What are you holding on to pain? Anyway, we are holding on to something deeper. That is called, in Sanskrit language, in various scriptures you will see this word, that is called Dehatma Buddhi. So we are holding on to Dehatma Buddhi. Meaning what? I think that I am this body. I think I am the body. That is called a Dehatma Buddhi in Sanskrit. So that is what I am holding on to. If I know that I am not this body, I am the Atma inside, that pain also will not bother me. I will become free from the pain also. But I have strong Dehatma Buddhi, this body is me. So I have pain. I am paining. Oh God. Like that we bawl. So it is always that we are holding on to something. And so the one who can drop that, whatever they are holding on to, will have immediate peace, immediate happiness, immediate joy. Next time you are feeling any sort of misery, you just ask, what am I holding on to? There may be anything. Sometimes very difficult to identify what you are holding on to. This person passed, I said, hey, you fool. He told me, right? So now I get real miserable, That fellow called me a fool. That too in front of everybody. So that time, you know what I'm holding on to? When I feel miserable, I'm holding on to an image which I have about myself. What is that image? I'm smart. That is the image. I'm smart. I'm, great. I'm this, I'm that. I'm holding on to that image. And that fellow just fractured that image. So if I can give up that, I'm not, there's so many countless people in this world so smart. What smart I am? And there's so many countless things I don't know. So if I can give up that feeling, then that will go away also. Anyway, Kriprami Bhavati Dharmatma, the person who comes close to Bhagavan, the one who really surrenders to Bhagavan, this person has none of these things to worry about. Immediately he goes to a state of great joy, peace, tranquility, ananda. If you're saying it in masculine, Sanskrit has masculine and feminine words, right? If you're saying it in masculine gender, it is ananda. And if you're saying it in feminine gender, it is shanti. That is what is given in the verse here. Shanti. So I immediately, when I come close to Bhagavan, I go to that state of pure shanti, ananda, like that. Kaunteya. And now next line, Bhagavan tells, hey Kaunteya, Kaunteya, Arjuna's name. Arjuna, his mother was Kunti. Back in the day, they used to have the children named after their mother quite often. Kunti, her name was. And from Kunti comes the name Kaunteya. Kaunteya. Like you hear all the time, Krishna is called Yashodanandan. Yashodanandan. He is the son of Yashoda. So his name is Yashodanandan. Or Devaki Nandan. Behind the mother, the children were also named like that. So here Kaunteya. Kaunteya, O Arjuna, Pratijanihi, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. You go and tell the whole world, my devotee never perishes. My devotee never perishes. It means to say, I take care of my devotees. So now it has to work like this, right? You cannot forget Bhagavan. We forget the Lord totally. And then when something happened only, then we go there and we say, oh Prabhu, I forgot you, I forgot you. But please pardon me. I promise I will not forget you again. Please help me now. So we only go to the Lord when we need help. And other times we forget. If you do an ordinary human being that, they will not like, isn't it? I was telling in one of the other temples, once I went to meet my grandfather and he saw me. He knows I never come to see him. I never go to see him. But that day I went. The moment he saw me, he said, "Beta, you came? What you want?" The only reason I will come to see him because I want something. He knew immediately. So we do like that with Bhagwan also. We never think of him, never worship him, never, meditate on him, never have devotion for him. But when something go wrong, then quickly we go to Bhagwan. So when the person really keeps close to the Lord, Bhagwan says, that devotee of mine never perishes. I will be there to always save him. It is amazing how the Lord works in mysterious ways to save us when we are close to Bhagwan. So please let the world know this. Let the world know that I never forsake my devotees. My devotees never perish. Kaunteya, Mam hi patavya. Now this is, next verse is, in Ramayana there are a few controversial verses. In this Bhagavad Gita also a controversial verse. This one. Controversy surrounds this verse. Now I will make it simple. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
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 Mamhi Parthavya Bhashretya Yepesya Papayonayaha.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Priyo Vaishyastha Shudraha Tepe Ante Param Gatam.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepesyu papayonayaha. Now see. Many people translate this verse like this. These people, this is the translation now. These people who are all born of sin. This is how some people translate this verse. These people who are all born of sin. Which people? Striyaha, women. Vaishya. Vaishya means all the business people. Vaishyaha, plural is given. Tatha Shudraha means, Shudra means the Shudra caste. Right? These people also reach the supreme goal. And they use this word here called as Papayonayaha, people born of sin. And they use that as an adjective to these three types of people. But all our Western scholars and all, they come and they read our language and they translate our language for us. But that should not be, isn't it? We should translate our own language, isn't it? Hare, look here. Suppose an American person comes, right? First time in life he come to Guyana. Please pay attention to this. first time in his life he's coming to Guyana, and you give him cassava ball and sawa, right? And he asks, what is that? That means he has never seen cassava ball and he has never seen sawa, because he's asking what is that, right? And then he take a bite, and now he start telling you, no, this cassava ball should not be yellow, this should be brown, this should be green. What you will tell him? You will tell him, look here, why don't you shut your mouth? Isn't it? Cassava ball is your thing or cassava ball is my thing? He's never seen this in his life, but he coming to tell you how cassava ball should be. That proper? Not proper. And you shut your mouth and eat it or leave it? Huh? Are you telling how cassava ball should be? Cassava ball is our thing. In the very same way, these foreign people came into Bharat and they read all our slokas like this, and then they're telling us what it means. We have to tell you what it means. We have to tell them. So how they translate this? They translate this as Papa Yonaya is adjective to women, Shudra and Vaishya. They are born of sinful womb. That is what they translate. But that in the translation is this. No. All of these people are fit for mukti, for God realization, for supreme devotion, for merging with Bhagavan. All which people? Papa Yonayaha is one in the list. Those who are born of sinful wombs. Then women are fit. Then Vaishyas, means business people, they are fit. Then Shudras, they are also fit. You have to just add, instead of 3, you make it 4. All are fit. You know why? Because all of us have the feeling. And there was a time in history when they used to say, people who are Shudras of the 4th caste. You know, we have Brahmana, Vaishya, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. At one time in history, people used to say Shudras are not fit for mukti. At one time in history, they used to say women are not fit for mukti. At one time in history, they used to say Vaishya, business people, they are not fit for mukti. They are not fit for God realization. What is Bhagavan doing? Bhagavan is saying, no, they are all fit. In other words, Bhagavan is a social revolutionary. He is trying to change perception in society. How can you say, and look here, he's saying it in Gita and he proved it in Ramayana. He's saying it in Gita and proving it in Ramayana. Because Shabari got mukti or not? What do you think, na? Shabari got mukti. Jatayu got mukti or not? Papa Yonaya born from a Voltya. Voltya also. And Shudra, Kevat, being on to Shudra caste, he got mukti. So Bhagavan is teaching it here and he is demonstrating it there. And that is to remove all the wrong, foolish notion that people have. Oh, no, you not fit for mukti. Only I fit for mukti, you know. That is the foolishness. The person who thinks like that, he doesn't get mukti. The one who thinks he is fit for mukti and you are not fit for mukti, that is the man who doesn't get mukti. That thinking alone will prevent him from getting mukti. You see? So this verse is just to remove all these wrong notions, misunderstanding which people have in those days. Now remember, this is thousands of years old, right? So in those days, they used to think, no, a person who is born from a sinful womb. Prahlad's father was who? Hiranyakashipu. That fellow was the most biggest papi. That is his father. But Prahlad, look, Bhagwan himself came to save Prahlad, isn't it? So he also. So it means to say, whether this person is born from a sinful womb, people go on saying, no, if he's born from that sinful womb, he cannot get mukti. Bhagwan is saying, how you know? How you know? I'm telling you he is also fit for mukti. And people say women can get mukti. And you know that? Let me tell you something. I studied in Bharat in the 90s. This is recent we're talking about, right? In the 90s. Up to the 90s, I heard people saying in Bharat that women cannot get mukti. So up till recently, they're still saying. This thing has been there for donkey in Trinidad. We call donkey years. I don't know what you call here in Guyana. Donkey years means same thing. Yeah. And it's still there. And even though the Lord is telling. So, whether that person is a Jatayu, born from a Voltaire, whether that person is Prahlad, whose father was the most diabolical Rakshas, Spapayonayaha, or that woman or Vaishya, who is a business person, only running after money, money, money. If that person makes a right about turn like that and turns towards Bhagavan, he also will get mukti. This is the meaning. Yeah? Otherwise people say, no. They use that Papa Yonaya as the adjective to all of them. Te api yanti param gatim. They also reach the supreme state. Yeah? That is the idea. Huh? Okay. Now what to talk about a person? So if all who the society thinks cannot get mukti, and I am telling they also can get mukti, what to talk about the person who is on the path of spirituality all the time, never forgetting the Lord. That's what he says in the next verse. See this. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Punar Brahmana Punyaha Bhakta Rajarshayasthatha.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Mame Vaishyasi Yuktvaivam Atmanam Matparayanaha.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Anityam Sukham Lokam Imam Prapya Bhaja Swamam.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. See, look here. This is an ordinary thing in life, you know. A lazy man, right? You know, have some people who work hard and some people who just lazy, right? They all have all type of people. What to do? In we village, there was a man so lazy that when he ride any bicycle, he used to be smoking, you know, smoking cigarette. And when he ride any bicycle, he was so lazy to do like this and flick the ashes. So what he used to do? When he ride any bicycle, he ride down inside a hole, and when the bicycle go like that, the ashes used to fall out. Now that is extremely lazy, I tell you, man. So, if a lazy person decides today, I say all life he lazy, and he decides today, okay, I am going to work hard and I'm going to save my money and open a business and continuously working hard. That person who was his whole life lazy, if he decides like this, he'll become rich or not? He'll become rich. Anybody who works hard and take care of their business, they will become rich. What to talk about a person who from birth he was never lazy and is working hard and saving his money and running his business. This type of language is being used here in the two verses. You see? What to talk about a person whose whole life was never lazy and was working hard? He'll be rich or not? He'll be rich. He'll get all that he requires. So, even one who turns around today and makes himself very, very industrious. He was lazy all his life and turns himself. He also will become rich. And what to talk about the one who has been doing this all his life? He will certainly become rich. Like that it means. That type of language. Kim punar brahmana punyaha bhakta rajashayastha. So if the people who in the society are considered to be unfit, who the society used to say, they are unfit for mukti. And Bhagavan says, what unfit? They are also fit. What to talk about the person who has been doing sadhana all his life. Like the Brahmana and the Raja Rishi, who've been doing very, what we call, religiously all their sadhana, all their life. Therefore in the second line, he says, Anityam asukam lokam prapya bhajasvamam. This is such a nice line. The whole idea, the whole thesis which has been presented by Bhagavan Shri Krishna, there ends with this very nicely. Look here. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Papayonayaha, women, everybody. What he means to say? Everybody in the same boat. All man in the same boat. Because let me just ask you. Whether this person is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, whatever, right? Everybody get disease in this world or not? What? The Pandit doesn't get disease? Babaji, Mataji, Pitaji, Guruji, everybody get disease same, correct? Then this disease. Everybody will get old age the same, correct? And you have to go for eye surgery and all kind of different surgery. Huh? So everybody is smitten with the same diseases of samsara. Samsara doesn't have any respect for Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra and women and men and in between and whoever. But samsara have no respect for anybody. Samsara treats everybody same. Huh? All of us will go down the same road. We'll all get the same old age and disease and what we call senility and all the other things. And forgetfulness. As soon as they reach a certain age, you start forgetting everything. Everybody going on the same road. Huh? And one fellow going by the doctor and he said, Doc, you have to help me. Doctor said, what happened? You have a big problem. What is the problem? I'm forgetting everything. I'm forgetting everything. Doctor said, really? What is your age now? He said, I am only 59. 59. Oh, how long you have been having this problem? He said, what problem? He forget the problem too. See how quick. But if you could forget your problem, that's a good thing. You have to learn to forget your problem. But we remember the problem more, and the good thing like Ramayana we forget. But anyway, we all going down the same road, and Prakriti has no respect for Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. Prakriti has no respect for male and female. Prakriti has no respect for people who read in Ramayana and people who are making money in the marketplace. No. All man getting the same thing. Huh? I used to go to the prisons to speak to the prisoners sometimes, right? In Trinidad. In the prison, I see pastor also, priest and everybody. He doing life. So if you're a pastor, priest, pandit, this, that doesn't mean you will not go to prison also. Anybody can go. You see? So, Bhagavan is telling first thing here, my dear, since we have all come to this world, how he describes this world? Anityam, asukham lokam, prapya. Prapya means we have all come here, we have attained this world. And this world is anityam and asukham. Anityam and asukham means what? This world only has sorrow, sorrow, sorrow. Since we have already come here and we are experiencing one sorrow after the next, and everything is temporary, yeah? Today I have nice black hair is temporary. Correct? Why are you talking about black hair is temporary? Hair is also temporary. Because hair today and gone, tomorrow all hair gone. I'm going to put on a wig now. Or go to take the dye and it died. The hair already died. So now you take dye and dye it. Yeah. So it's everything temporary. Nothing is permanent in this world. So now after you have come to this world, and this temporariness affects everybody. From Swami to Pandit to Brahmana to Kshatriya to everybody. And the dukkha affects everybody. How even Dasharathji Maharaj had so much dukkha when Bhagavan Shri Ram went away to the forest. He died from that dukkha. Correct or not? The dukkha killed him. So much sorrow. And when Bhagavan heard that Bharat is coming to the forest, Bhagavan also had dukkha now. Because he's thinking he'll put in Dharma Sankat. In scripture, see, when Sita ji got lost, Bhagavan was crying everywhere or not? When Sita ji got kidnapped, Bhagavan was crying, walking in the forest and asking the birds and the creepers, and where's my Sita? Where's my Sita? So Sansar has its fair share of sorrow for everybody. That is the idea. Anityam, asukham lokam. He says, bhajasvamam. It means everybody is on the same footing and we get the same sorrow in the same way. It doesn't matter who you are. Raja, Ranka, Fakir. All men end up in the same smashan, in the same cremation site, in the same burial ground, right? Everybody end up in the same way, place. So he said, therefore, since you have all come to this world, worship. Bhagavan has worship him. That is the only saving grace all of us have, to worship Bhagavan. Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. 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 Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Rama Rama Sita Ram Ram Ram.
Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama.
Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama.
Hare Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama.
Sita Rama Rama Rama.
Sita Rama Rama Rama.
Rama Rama Rama.
Sita Rama Rama Rama.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Since we have all come to this world already, and it's always good to think forward rather than think backward. Meaning to say, whatever is gone is gone. In English, I say, somebody saying these statements in English is good. No use crying over spilt milk. चले गए तो चले गए, क्या करेंगे? It's gone, what you'll do? Now look ahead, look forward. That is the idea. So now Bhagavan said, I have come to this world. I don't know why I came to this world, where I came from. People go on trying to find out all that. What I did in my last life, and who this and who that and why this and why that. Finish. Move forward. And the way to move forward, he says, you bhajaswamam, you worship me. That is why Bhagavan Shankaracharya tells in his Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Muramate. Foolish man, why are you only thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about, worship me, worship the Lord, like that. Bhagavan is also telling here, Bhajaswamam, worship me. And in the next verse, he tells how to worship him. Next verse, very nice verse. This verse is so nice that Bhagavan repeats this verse in the 18th chapter. This is a very rare thing in Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, this is a rare thing. I think this must have happened only twice, where he repeats 3/4 of the verse. He only changes a little bit. Way down in the 18th chapter, you'll see a little change in this. But here, this is the last verse in chapter 9. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Manmana bhava madhvataha, madhyaji mam namaskuru.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam parayanaha.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. Manmana bhava madbhaktaha. Now see, look here. We have in this personality, right? Now if you study, those people who study a little bit of Western psychology, they will divide this personality into so many different parts, right? And in our scriptures also, this personality is divided. Look here. When you cut a watermelon, you have the prerogative now. You can cut the watermelon in 2 pieces. You can cut the watermelon into 4 pieces. You can cut the watermelon into 8 pieces. And one fellow went and he ordered a pizza. Pizza, you know? He went and ordered a pizza. So the man asked him, "Arey bhaiya, you want me to cut this pizza into 4 slices, or you want me to cut this pizza into 8 slices?" He said, no, not 8 slices. You're mad or what? 4 slices. My belly not so big, I cannot eat 8 slices. But look here, whether you cut it into 4 slices or you cut it into 8 slices is the same pizza. But you have the prerogative to cut it into 4 pieces or 8 pieces if you want, isn't it? Well, in the same way, they have divided this body, this whole personality, into many, some places there's 16 colors. Some places the body, this whole personality is divided into, simple thing is just 3 or 4. Right? So look here, one division is like this. We have this physical part of the body here. Right? This is what you can see. But I have an emotional part of my personality also. You cannot see that emotional because you don't know what emotions I'm feeling. You know what actions I'm doing, but this is the most gross external part of my personality. So you can see the actions. But the emotional part of my personality you cannot see. You don't know what I'm feeling. I might be feeling love for you. I might be feeling hate for you. But how you will know? You can't know. And then there is the intellectual part of my personality where I do all planning and calculation and all such, deciphering and all that kind of thing. So this is a different part of the personality. And they're all different. They do different things. You can't do one with the other. Like for example, the emotional part of my personality, I cannot lift this harmonium. I may tell this harmonium, oh harmonium, I love you. I feel so much, closeness to you. You're my best buddy. You make nice music for me. Please lift. It will lift. All that love, no matter how much you love, that love cannot lift it. You need to actually hold with this part of the personality and lift it. And intellectually also you cannot do. In the very same way, all the parts of the personality do their own stuff. You see, when the teacher asks you, 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2, you cannot say, I feel, teacher, miss, I feel it might be like about 22. It's not no feeling. It's not any feeling. It's either you know or you. If suppose you 2 plus 2 in the exam and you write, I feel it might be 22. You think you will get it right? The teacher will throw you and the book out the door. So there's no feeling there. Either you know how to do the addition or you don't. No, that is an intellectual thing. And feeling is a different thing. Like for example, when you feel to eat cassava, ball and sour. You're feeling to eat, right? But if you are, and you and your friend there, the next person right next to you, and what? They're feeling to eat ice cream. So anybody could explain why? Why this one feeling to eat ice cream and this one feeling to eat cassava, ball and sour? It's just a feeling. Feeling has no explanation. It's just you feel. But intellectual things have explanation. So now these are all the various parts of the personality. In this verse, Bhagavan is saying, whichever part of the personality you are using, use that personality and worship me, he says. You see, mind. Use your mind and let the mind only think about me. Manmana bhava, mad bhakta, all your emotions now. You become my devotee. Have all your love for me. This is what Bhagavan is telling. In other words, this is how to worship him. Use, whether I'm using the intellectual part of my personality or I'm using the emotional part of my personality. Manmana bhava, madhyajihi. I see those people who do all the offering into the fire. All of this. What do you call it? Ahuti. Now you can only do it. When the Baba tell you, Are, Om Indraya Swaha Janna Mama, now you pour it into the fire, like that, right? Babaji tells. You cannot say, yeah, Babaji, I already offered it with my mind. No need to pour it, offer it with my hand. Can you tell? No, you have to offer it with your hand. You cannot say there. Some people, the father tell the boy, okay, get up and go and do some exercise. Lazy fellow, you only sleep in whole day doing nothing. Get up and go and do some exercise. That boy said, yes, I already did all the exercise. What is exercise? I did all the exercise in my mind. That is exercise. That is not exercise. How? I watch all them people run in the Olympics. So your eyes watch. I watch them run the Olympic, then I got enough exercise. No. We have to actually do the exercise with our physical part of our personality. We can't do it with mind. So one thing can be done at the physical level, and another thing can be done at the mental level, another thing can be done at the emotional level, like that. So this is what Bhagavan is saying. Namaskuru. Namaskuru means with body. I go down, I say, I come before Bhagavan and be prostrate, like that. This is the idea. Mame vaishyasi yuktva eva atmanam matparayana. Whole Bhagavan to be supreme. This is an intellectual thing. Whole Bhagavan to be supreme. Supreme most being in the world. Like nothing beyond him. So whatever I am doing, all of these activities with whichever part of my personality, do it for the Lord. Otherwise, then it is not true worship. If I am doing it only for me. In this world, everybody is selfish, only doing for me. Correct or not? Everybody only thinking about himself. So that brings us to the end of this chapter 9. And since we have a few minutes, we go straight into chapter 10. Bhagavan speaks in chapter 10. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. See. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Now see, Bhagavan, listen to his words. Bhagavan is now giving all this supreme knowledge to Arjuna, because in the 9th chapter he said, I am going to give you the king of all knowledges. And he just gave Arjuna the highest knowledge in this chapter 9, which just was finished. Now listen to Bhagavan's word. Bhuya eva mahabaho shrenume paramam vachaha. My dear Arjuna. Arjuna is Mahabaho. Now another name for Arjuna is used here. Just now Kaunteya name was used there. Now Mahabaho means with powerful arms, like that. Right. Oh Mahabaho, Arjuna, listen now to my supreme words once more. I am going to tell you what? Same thing which I just told you. You know why? Because Arjuna, just like all of us, he airs hard. Arjuna airs hard just like ours. So, you know when you tell children, I don't know here in Guyana what you used to tell, but when we were little children, right? And the parents are going out for some work, they used to tell all of us, hey, don't go in the back of the house. Don't go behind the house. Stay here. They used to tell all of us. Right? And every time they go, they have to tell the same thing, correct? Parents have to tell the children the same thing over and over. Why? Because they know the children will go and do that same thing only. And And in our case, I don't know what, in our case, they used to be scared that, there's so many coconut trees. And if a coconut fall on your head, them Ram Naam Satya hai. So they have to make sure that they don't want you to go there. And if you are little enough, they'll tell you there's a Babu Man. You call Babu Man here also? There's a Babu Man, they'll catch you. And zombie and ghost and spirit and bhoot and all sort of things. Don't go there. But really, they did not want you to go because the coconut will fall on your head. So anyway, they found mechanisms to make sure that you don't go there. But the idea is, for children, you have to repeat the same thing over and over. And now, in the Kathopanishad, it is said that all of us are like children only. Even though we are adult, we are like children only. Because when Bhagavan tells one thing, just like when parents tell the children, they don't listen. So when Bhagavan tells something in the scripture, we also don't listen. So therefore, Bhuya Eva means again I'm going to tell you. Like that. This is the meaning this is the beginning of the 10th chapter. Again Bhagavan has to tell you. But actually, all learning is like this. Learning comes by repetition, correct or not? When you have to say 2 times table, do you say 2 times table one time and you get it? No, you have to repeat and repeat. Yes. So here now Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan going to repeat again. Bhuya eva mahabaho. Oh mahabaho, shrinu me paramam vachaha. Means you listen to my supreme words once more. Even though I told my supreme words already in 9th chapter. Yatteham priyamanaya vakshyami itakamya. Now why am I telling? I am telling for your own benefit. When our parents tell us to do something or follow, for whose benefit they are telling? For our benefit only, isn't it? So Bhagavan said, I am telling for your benefit only. You listen. And I am telling because I also discovered priyamanaya. It looks like you like to listen to me. Bhagavan discovered now in 10th chapter now. 10th chapter there. It takes 10 chapters for Arjuna to now like listening to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. In the beginning, he doesn't want to hear Bhagavan Shri Krishna. He talks in the whole first chapter. Arjuna talk. I know when somebody else talking, he has some people in this world. Go on talking. Yap. I say, "Arey bhai, keep quiet little bit now." But they still go on talking. Some people, when you cannot have a conversation with them, the only thing you can have is listen to them because they don't give you a chance to say anything. So Arjuna was like that in the first chapter. He went on talking. A whole chapter passed and Bhagavan get to say nothing. Bhagavan got to say not even a word. So by the 10th chapter now, Bhagavan is telling himself, oh, it looks like now you have developed a fondness for listening to me. And because you have developed a fondness for listening to me, and because I care for you, now I am going to again tell this supreme knowledge. And in the classroom also, the teacher has to teach the same thing over and over for children too. Because the first day he didn't get it, the second day he didn't get it, the third day he didn't get it, but the fourth day he might get it, like that. And the teacher discovered that now the children paying good attention, like that. So he's discovered Arjuna is paying good attention now. So he tells. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Name Vedo Sudhagana Prabhavam Maharshaya.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Ahamadir Devanam Maharshinam Cha Sarvashaha.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna
Kanaya Lal Ki Jai. Bhagavan is telling that all the devatas also don't know me, and all the great rishis also don't know me, because it is very difficult to know me. You know why? Because whether it's a great rishi or great devatas or whoever, everybody's mind is small, finite, and Bhagavan is infinite. Can a finite thing know something which is infinite? Your hand is finite, and this earth, compared to this hand, this earth is infinite. Can this hand hold this earth and lift it? No. In the same way, our finite mind really cannot know Bhagavan like that. But he says, the one who strives and he transcends the mind, that person crosses over all this world of papa. That is the next verse. Tomorrow we'll have to see that in some other place, because today my time is gone away. All right. So it has been very nice being in this temple with all of you here today. This is the Belvedere Ram Krishna Mandir. And very special thank you to Sonia. Now, who is Sonia? Who is sitting here? Thank you, Sonia, for organizing this satsang here for us tonight. I had a great time. It's a nice, cozy place. Okay. And I must say that I hope the other drummers are not listening, but tonight we had the best drumming in the whole all the night. Thank you to the drummer. Thank you. I don't know what happened to the fellas when they're playing drumming and go all about and come back, She stay on the drum. That's good. Stay on the dholak properly. Okay. Tomorrow night is night number 57. We're in Hampshire Temple, Sri Ganesh Mandir. That's right here, close by? On the public road. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Unfortunately, it is 6 o'clock. When it is that early, usually people don't come, because people are still coming from work, coming from here, coming from there, and that kind of thing. But anyway, it starts at 6 p.m. Please don't forget. 6 o'clock. That's what it says here. And that will be our last night in quarantine. Quarantine last night, then we start moving west. Tomorrow is the last night in this area. Then we have two nights in the west, and then we go to Essequibo. 2 nights around Georgetown, and then Essequibo after that. Parika and what do you call that? Legwan and Essequibo Coast and all that. Okay, so now a bookmark has been printed for each one of you. Please see this. We have printed a whole lot of these, and we are giving to all people in all the temples. This has the occasion, which is the 108 nights in 108 temples, and there are some nice quotes also from Bhagavad Gita and different places, and you can put it in one of your book. After some years you will see it there, and you will know that you have attended also this yajna which is there. All right. This whole 108 nights in 108 temples will conclude on the 3rd of May at the Gandhi Youth Cricket Ground in Georgetown. 3rd of May, 5 p.m. 3rd May, 5 p.m. You're all invited. It will be nice if you can, some of the members, representatives from this temple can also join for that grand finale. It will be a big program with people from all about. 3rd of May. Then, in the summertime, we have Bhagavad Gita classes for children. Ongoing, there's Bhagavad Gita classes online, chanting Gita, different Sanskrit and different things online you can also learn. There are 2 teachers here, Devji sitting here and Jinaji. They were previously posted in Toronto, Canada for 10 years. Now they are posted permanently in Guyana. So I am traveling everywhere, but they are posted in this country for teaching you. And there's so many classes going on. You can learn so many things from them. Okay, they're highly qualified people who have been taught all of this knowledge, and they are the ones who are charged with responsibility of teaching all of the Sanatana Dharma to Guyana. Okay, please keep in touch with them, take their numbers and all of that, and keep in touch. After the Gita camp for children in July, we have another camp in Trinidad. For those of you who want to come, there will be people joining from various places in the world. You are most welcome to join the Trinidad camp as well. Okay, for all people, all ages. All right. That is from the 10th to the 31st of August. You can join between that time. Last is the Vedanta course. We are having one more course in Trinidad starting on the 2nd of October. So that is for those people who want to become brahmacharis and swamis and who want to take up this type of work to teach. Our mission is a teaching mission. We teach all things from scriptures, shastras, all various things. So if you want to become a teacher in this type of mission, you have to take that 2-year course. It's a very strict and demanding course. You have to be 30 years and under, you have to be unmarried, and you have to have a university degree. Any degree from a university. Then you can join that course for free. And the classes run every single day for the 2 years, no holidays, every single day. Please tell others also who you might know who are interested in joining this Vedanta course. It starts on the 2nd of October, for 2 years. Okay, let us all stand for Aarti. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita, Hari Hiya Kamala Viharini, Hari Hiya Kamala Viharini, Sundar Supunite. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Jai Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jai Bhagavad Gita, Hari Hiya Kamala Viharini, Hari Hiya Kamala Viharini, Sundara Supunite. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Dharma Sumarma Pradashini, Ama Sakti Hara, Maya Kama Sakti Hara, Jnana Vibhashini, Vidya Brahma Para. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Nishchala Bhakti Vidhai, Nirmala Malahari, Maya Nirmala Malahari, Charana Rahasya Pradayini, Charana Pradayini, Bhagavati Sukhadayini. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Bhagadesha Vihari, Harini Moda Sadha, Maya Karini Moda Sadha, Bhavabhaya Harini Karini, Bhavabhaya Harini Karini, Parmananda Prada. Asura Bhava Vinashini, Nashini Tamarajani, Maya Nashini Tamarajani, Devi Sagunadayini, Devi Sagunadayini, Hari Rasika Sajani. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Samata Tyaga Sikhavan, Hari Mukha Ki Vani, Maya Hari Mukha Ki Vani, Sakal Shastra Ki Swamini, Sakal Shastra Ki Swamini, Sutiyo Ki Rani. Om Jai Bhagavad Gita, Daya Subhavar Savan, Matu Kripa Ki
हरिपद प्रेम दान कर
अपनो करे
जय भगवद गीते भगवद गीते मय जय भगवद गीते हरि कमल विहारिणि हरि कमल विहारिणि सुंदर सुपुनीते ओम जय भगवद गीते
ओम जय भगवद
ओम जय भगवद गीते
ओम जय भगवद गीते
ओम जय भगवद गीते
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलाय तनो हरि
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलाय तनो हरि मंगलाय तनो हरि
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम। That's. Please all sit.